How to send your share prices up, report a massive drop in sales, and a huge quarterly loss. Hey, it worked for JCP. Let's talk to Ernie Scheider about it, our Reuters correspondent. Hello, Ernie.
Hey, Lisa.
Okay, JCP. Bad earnings, bad sales.
Yep.
Stocks up today 4.5%. What's going on?
Right, so this is sort of, Wall Street's vote of confidence in CEO Ron Johnson's turnaround plan for JCP. Remember, he, as of Apple Store fame, helped really develop the retail network there. Jumped ship, joined JCP, and started really focusing on stores within store concept at JCP. He got rid of clearances, no more sales, everyday low pricing.
Those shoppers liked coupons.
Right, I mean, that was a really hard concept. JCP customers are loyal, and they've been shopping there for a long, long, long time, so they're used to these. Like I worked
there.
Yeah,
yes.
I worked at JCP in high school. I can't begin to tell you how many people came in with the coupons. They got the Saturday flyers. They came in. That all went away.
So he could run the company.
Well, we'll see. It looks like the board's going to give Johnson, a lot more time to really work on this. Another positive sign, JCP said it had enough cash to finish this turnaround. Always important. You don't want to get through half your stores and then not finish the other half.
Right.
So this store within a store concept, it's really sort of harkening back to the Apple days. You can go downtown here in Manhattan, for instance, and there's a Levi boutique within the JCPenney's there.
Right.
Where store employees have iPads. You can check right out with them. It's a very intimate feel. And that sort of seems to be resonating with some customers.
Totally hip. I mean, he's creating these hubs where you can also drop off your kids, do Pilates and yoga.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
This is a big transformational change.
Yeah.
So, Wall Street is basically saying, look, we think this can work. We're giving you a big boost here.
Okay. Let's change gears here a bit and talk about the drought. You've been on a lot talking about the drought, but it's official, worse than 56 years. Corn prices at an all-time high. USDA slashing estimates on corn production for the marketing year of 2012-2013. How's this affecting everything? Let's look at some of the food companies, for instance.
Sure, yeah. So we had known this was coming for a while, but today made it official.
Yeah.
So, if you're a big food company like an Archer Daniels Midland, a Tyson, or a Dean, this is just going to raise your costs, and this just sort of makes it official. So they had been prepping for this, but you're going to be paying more for corn out there. So in Archer Daniels, it's a grain processor, but for a Tyson and for a Dean, they really need that corn to feed their animals. And so that's going to mean higher feed for them, feed prices for them, higher meat prices for us.
Right. And one bright spot that we thought was going to be was soy, but
not a bright spot anymore.
Yeah.
Today basically was saying that the soy crop is going to be worse than we previously thought. The USDA was saying that. So all along we had said even if we get rain toward the end, it might not help corn, but it could help soy. So today the USDA said, look, the soy crop is also in the bucket. So that's not a good sign. So if you're a crop insurer, that means the pain is going to be felt not only in corn, but in soy as well.
We're looking at some insurers right now. Yeah, Wells Fargo and some others there.
Yeah.
Okay, and just quickly, here's our drought map. We get to play weatherman here too. Well, it's not good news. The sort of least affected,
the outer bands of the coasts are fine, but you get down to Arkansas, Missouri, the southern Illinois, you can definitely see. I mean, look at this. It's just really bad.
Arid and dry, with the sort of the richest, reddest parts right there being the most affected,
the
worst
Corn
hit.
Belt. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about, again, we're going to radically shift here, but talk about another company that we've talked about this week, Monster Beverage.
Yep.
Yesterday, shares were down because of bad earnings. Today, and look at it, he's Beavis.
He's had too much.
He's whacked out on his Metallica music and his Monster, presumably. We don't want to blame them for that. We don't blame them for anything. No. But today, shares are plunging even more because they've announced that a state attorney general is now investigating possible, what are the ingredients in the drink? How are they advertising it? That kind of thing.
Anytime your product is under investigation, it's never a good thing.
Not so much.
That's a general rule. But here, the uncertainty makes it even worse. So we have an unnamed state attorney general. We don't know which state. Could be California, could be Rhode Island. We don't know. There's a difference there. Also, we don't know what this attorney general is looking for. So one analyst said, look, this could just be a fact-finding mission. It could be nothing. But,
it could be a Four Loko kind of situation.
It could be a Four Loko situation.
Exactly. Having to take out the caffeine. I mean, that beverage already has alcohol in it.
Right.
But
so Four Loko combined the two. It was really popular with young kids, and so that was the big concern with Four Loko. And clearly Beavis. So the uncertainty here is really harming Monster shares. Investors just don't know. Monster, the drink itself is iconic and the most important drink product for the company.
Right.
So if that went away, what does that mean for the whole company?
They have Handsome Waters also as well, right, as another division there. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Let's move to the hot spot. Follow me there, and we will talk about some hot stocks that are moving today. Fusion,
Yep.
we're going to get all wonky with our tech stuff here. You're going to explain this to us.
Sure.
They're a tech storage company. They're up 29% today based on strong 4Q revenue. What's going on?
So this company basically makes solid-state drives and other technology. It's very wonky. It's a very kind of a complex technology, but that's sort of where storage is moving, solid state. So when you think of large computers right now, even the computer you have on your desktop at home, it uses basically a hard drive with a movable arm inside.
That's why I can pick up my MacBook Air and move it around?
Right,
sort
it's got
of,
solid-state technology.
Right.
Yes, we're boiling it down and being elementary, but basically Fusion is sort of at the forefront of this solid-state technology.
Okay.
They came out with, this news today of them very, very positive. One other thing, so they've got Steve Wozniak as their chief scientist. He helped found Apple with Steve Jobs.
Another Apple guy.
That's
so,
really good news for them.
Not a bad thing.
So, yeah, we'll see where it goes here.
Okay, staying on the tech front here, let's talk RIM, which hasn't had good news for a while.
I brought a prop.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You got your BlackBerry there.
Yep.
So Bloomberg reporting actually that an informal approach made by IBM to its enterprise business. Shares are up 5% today. Explain the enterprise business, and is this a vote of confidence because IBM's sniffing around here?
Sure. I mean, IBM, clearly a big heavyweight. This is definitely really good news for Research in Motion, which has been pummeled, by people not using the BlackBerry anymore.
Right.
So what Bloomberg reported is that IBM is interested in the enterprise software unit at Research in Motion, and that's actually the core of the company. So if you're a large bank, you rely on that enterprise software to keep data safe. So if you're emailing back and forth with a banker, maybe a banker's talking to a client, they don't want that data leaking out and just being able to be accessed by anyone. So RIM basically locks it up and basically makes it secure. So that would be a nice add-on for IBM. It's part of their, their suite of products for their customers.
Sure.
If they did add it. So that's sort of why the interest in Research in Motion today.
Okay, let's sort of stay on the tech front here and talk about Yahoo.
Yes.
Now, the shares are down 5%. Marissa Mayer, making some noise in her new position as CEO here, saying that when they shared their stake of Alibaba, the Chinese internet company, she's taking that cash and it's not going back to the shareholders.
Right.
So, I mean, who knows what she's going to do, what her plans are, but this is a move now that's evidently the shares are down 5% today.
So if you're a Yahoo shareholder, you were expecting several $billion to come in from the sale of this stake, and Yahoo had previously said, hey, look, we're going to send that to you. So you're a little bit annoyed today. Marissa Mayer, new CEO of Google fame, helped really build Google from the ground up. So she's got big plans for Yahoo.
Sure.
So if she uses the cash to reinvest in the company, that could be a good thing. But she's got to prove that a year or two down the road with a rising share price. For right now, if you're a Yahoo shareholder, you're not happy.
Not so happy. Okay, go back to the market monitor, the big board here, and let's just see what the markets are doing today. Kind of flat, looks like. Yep.
Yeah, kind of flat. I mean, we got some, not so rosy Chinese export news today.
Right.
So exports aren't as strong as we had previously expected out of China. It's also a Friday. It's also the middle of the summer. Kind of flat. I was I think I was mentioning to you earlier, Caterpillar, I was chatting with their head of China earlier this week. So some an ancillary development from the China export news. Caterpillar is actually increasing their exports out of China because they don't have any demand. So tractors are going to the Middle East and Africa rather than being used in the Chinese market. So interesting tidbit. So.
Absolutely. Okay, Ernie Scheider, he worked at JCP and he has a BlackBerry, so he knows what he's talking about.
Always.
Follow us on Twitter at Reuters Insider and check out our Reuters YouTube channel. That is Reuters.com/Reuters TV. Have a great weekend. See you back here Monday. I'm Lisa Bernhard, and this is Reuters.